Hello and welcome everybody to another round of Dev-astation, the Dev Challenge. Welcome to the round 4. Today we have me, myself, I'm Carol, one of the devs, and joining me is Newson.
Hello everyone.
And the game itself is going to be played between Jacob and Jason. So I feel like the mats are a bit of a giveaway with what heroes they have chosen. But yeah, we're going to have Boltyn played by Jacob into Jason's Chane. So it's a pretty exciting match. Both of those heroes are in the new set of Monarch. So yeah, hopefully these guys can drop some exciting tech in those two decks. What are your expectations from the matchup, Newson?
I believe that if Jacob can put enough pressure and try to pressure Chane as much as he can, he'll have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But if he fails to, then I feel like Chane will just run away with this game.
Yeah, so one thing to note is that Boltyn's charge ability and his hero ability that gives +1 attack to attacks defended by an attack action card make it quite tricky for Chane to defend, because most of Chane's cards that do defend are attacks that defend for 3 or non-attack action cards that defend for 2. So I feel like defense is going to be the tricky thing for Jason. But on the flip side, he just has access to all those extremely powerful Blood Debt cards as well.
Yeah, Jason's deck does run a lot of Blood Debt cards.
Yeah, absolutely. So I do expect, Ser Boltyn is known for his charging. He's known for his powerful, aggressive plays. And Chane is quite the aggressor himself. So I am expecting a really fast-paced game. Both players most likely attacking each other as much as possible. I'm actually expecting quite little defending going on.
Yeah,
personally. Definitely. Yeah. So yeah, I'm interested to see what Jacob came up with this build of Boltyn. Boltyn, I feel like, is quite a diverse hero. You can build him in many different ways. You've got access to Raiden, you have access to the hatchets, you have access to the sabers that combo off with the courage of Bladehold. So there's really a lot of options that you can go for with Boltyn. Equipment, if you take equipment into consideration as well, there's a lot of options there with the Vestige of Soul. You can run Tunic. Let's see what he's got there. So he's got the
Tunic.
Okay, so he's got the Raiden
and now Rune Hood.
Yeah, so I feel like with the Raiden build, we can now really expect a really fast-paced game. Lots of charging, lots of attacking, and so Jacob's on the play. Let's see how aggressive is he going to go on that very first turn. I think it's worth noting Jason's equipment.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't run the Husk. He doesn't run an Arcanite Skullcap. He's got a very utility-based equipment. The Weave giving him 2 resource points if he's played an attack action and non-attack action.
So we start off with a Take Flight, one of the best Boltyn cards in the deck.
Yeah.
Giving it a go again.
So yeah,
charging.
Yeah, absolutely. And that charge is crucial for Boltyn to be able to keep on going again on future turns. So not only is Jacob putting a bit of pressure on Jason, most likely stripping some cards, but he's also fueling up that soul.
Also enables his Raiden to attack for free.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah. Ooh, interesting. So Jason goes for defending with 2 cards, meaning that he doesn't take any damage to Boltyn's hero ability. And here we see him opting to keep his last card and take a point of damage.
Yep.
So I think Jacob
good
should
start,
be pretty
good
happy
start
there.
Jacob. Arsenal, 1 in soul,
he's
and 1
got
damage.
That, everything you want from your very first turn. Ooh, and that Lumina Ascension. And I think it's 2 Take Flights, so some power cards that Jacob drew.
Okay. Start with Sonata for 0.
Yeah. So the top 3 cards, he got that red ghostly visit. Sonata Arcanix. It's an interesting card. We've seen people trying to make it work with Viserai, but Jason's making it work in his Chane as well. So great way to deal some damage and replace the card in his hand. So he still has that 4-card hand. He's already played a non-attack action card, which just turns on so many abilities. You've got the Nebula Blades, you have Rift Binds, you have Bounding Demigons. Currently none of them are in the banished zone, but yeah.
So we see Jason make a Soul Shackle and attack with Nebula Blade for 4.
Yeah.
4 is a very awkward number for most players. So
yeah.
Jacob takes 4.
Yeah.
Makes a rune chance.
Without those kind of red defense reactions, it's just really hard to defend that Nebula Blade with 1 card. And yeah.
You're right, Carol. Looks like they are not defending. Jacob's not defending any attack. So
Jacob's not even thinking about it. He's taking it all to the face.
Wants to put some pressure back on.
Yeah, so let's see how well can he go. Ooh, so we see a blue Plunder Run from Arsenal. Great way to guarantee that your attack is going to get that bonus and increase its power higher than its base power.
Yep.
So whether Jason defends here or not, Jacob can activate Boltyn's hero ability.
So this is actually very scary because if his attack action hits, he'll be drawing 2 cards instead of 1. So
it's really powerful. And there's cards like Razor Reflex. There are cards like the new attack action card.
Courage Blade Hold.
Yeah, Courage Blade Hold, which, he's charged this turn, so he can activate that this turn. Is Jason going to play around that, or is he just going to defend the face value there? He's got some seeds in hand, and ooh. Interesting. So that's he's defending for 7, so he is playing around those attack reactions, and Jacob can just say, you know what, I'm just going to give my attack go again and just keep on going. But yeah, quite the interesting play there. Now he has to think. So yeah, Jacob was actually put a take flight into his soul. Okay.
Jacob activates Lumina.
And yeah, as a non-attack action, this is breaking the chain. And that Lumina is going to be coming in for 4.
You mean the Raiden is coming in?
Yeah,
for
sorry.
4. And it allows it to attack twice because he has charged this turn.
Absolutely. And yeah, plus the ability that if it does manage to hit, Jacob can reveal the top card. If it's a light card, it goes into his soul and he gains 1 life. So
it's very strong.
Yeah. So yeah, Jason is left with only 2 cards, but Jacob is yet to deal a point of damage. Let's see how defensive Jason is going to play this.
Yeah, so looking at the board right now, I feel Raiden will definitely get some damage through this turn, just because Jason has left 2 cards in hand. The most he can do is block with 1 card and grasp, and then he can block with another, but Raiden is attacking for 4.
Yeah, and Jacob has charged this turn, so those cards would get bonuses if defended by an attack action card.
I believe Jacob also has a take flight in hand, which he can arsenal and save for the next turn to keep pressuring Jason.
Yeah, which is going to be quite nice, considering that he's going to have that extra resource from Tunic. Okay,
takes
so
4.
Yeah.
No! Misses.
He misses. That is not ideal.
We have one more try.
Yeah. And there's just so much value there. Okay. Wow. Jason's just happy to defend. He's really protecting his life total there. Interesting.
Well, when he sees the first Lumina miss off the top, I think that he doesn't want his opponent to get another card in his soul, so that's why.
Yeah, fair enough.
Jason.
Yeah, it's interesting. Jason's really respecting that Illuminescent ability.
So Jason banishes Sweeping Shadows from the top of his deck and elects to end his turn, taking 1 damage to Blood Tip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now Jacob has another 4-card hand, one in Arsenal, Tunic counter up. This
it's gonna
is
be a big
it.
turn.
But yeah, he's used up his soul charges. So let's see if he can. We do know that he's got that take flight in Arsenal, which is just such a powerful turn starter for Boltyn.
Especially with Tunic.
Yeah, and
It looks like Jacob has another Lumen in his hand.
yeah. Ooh, that's a red take flight that's going to be coming in for 4. And of course, he's going to charge his Hero Soul. Yeah. Let's see if Jason decides to keep on playing that defensive game. No, he's just going to take it. I mean, fair enough that take flight doesn't have any on hits. It just gets pumped if it gets defended by an attack action card. So might as well just take the damage there.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah. And I guess Jason, if he decides to go the path of just defending up, at least he knows that he's ticking up those shackles. Ooh. Here it is. Another
second Lumina.
Ascension. Let's see what Jason does for this one. So we can see he's got a lot of cards that defend for 2. He's got that Dimensional Gateway, Shadow Puppetry, Moravian Skies, I believe. Okay.
Takes the 4.
Surely
Hits.
he hits, yes. He
Puts
gains
1
that
soul.
1 life. That 1 life might not seem like much, but those hits do add up. When you have when you gain something like 1, 2, 3 life, that can make a huge difference in the very late game stages.
You see Jacob swing for 4 again.
Mm-hmm. Can he keep on just getting those hits in? Yeah. Is Jason going to respect that rating? It's just such an awkward card to defend, especially when it's coming in with the pump from Lumina Ascension as well.
It's either 4 or 5, so definitely needs 2 cards.
Yeah. So much value from, Jacob still hasn't pitched a card. He's just played out his whole turn using just that 1 counter on Tunic. I mean, those 1 resource from Tunic. Okay, so he's defending with those non-attack actions. He's stopping Jacob from being able to continue those attacks. And I think Jacob has quite a... So it's an Express Lightning. It managed to get a hit in, but Jacob is stuck with a blue Valiant Thrust. So that is his arsenal card. It's still extremely strong. I mean, if you've charged, it's a 1 cost, 5 attack.
Yep.
Which is pretty decent, but at the same time, it's not the best card. It doesn't charge, so it's not it can't compete with that take flight turn card from before in his arsenal. So yeah, some good hits for Jason there, some nice red attacks. Now he has quite a few options on how to play this turn out.
Shadow Puppetry to Bounding.
Yeah. Jacob's been playing some great 0-cost cards, and Jason is going to match that with the Shadow Puppetry and the Bounding Demigod. Yeah.
Defending for 5.
Yeah, so nice defense there from Jacob. Stopping that Shadow Puppetry on hit trigger is a good way to just kind of like mitigate what Jason can do on this turn.
And we know that if Jason makes another Soul Shackle, the chain will break. Therefore, Jacob can block with braces again.
Absolutely. And here we go. That's that chain being broken. And that, the ghostly visit is going to come in for 4.
Now, do you feel like Jason will pop his Snapdragon Scales this turn with 2 floating free resources?
So he's shackled that ghostly visit.
Oh, he has.
visit will have go again.
That's right.
But it's interesting to see that Jason is actually opting to
Ooh,
come in with the Nebula Blade instead of that Rip Through Reality.
Jacob blocked with his whole hand.
Yeah.
And he used a Lumina.
Yeah.
His last one. So that's
that last Lumina gone.
yeah.
So yeah, it was a tricky spot for Jacob because he's got that Valiant Thrust in Arsenal, and he drew a bunch of cards that cannot charge. And I think this really shows you the kind of how quickly things can just fall apart as soon as you start missing that one charge card. I mean, Raiden is very set on charging, and he's got that Valiant Thrust, which would just attack for 2 without the charge. So yeah, quite an unfortunate hand for Jacob there.
So we see Jason banish a Tome of Torment off the top of his deck. What do you feel about that card, Carol?
I'm still trying to learn how to utilize it myself. It's a red pitch card. It cannot defend, so it's quite tricky to use, but we've seen Jason time and time surprise us.
Jason now is playing with a 5-card hand, his Art of War, so I feel like this turn is going to be a big turn for him.
Absolutely. And yeah, the combination of Tome of Torment and a Soul Shackle really gives Jason options. Drawing an extra card means that he can just kind of pick and choose with so many plays. Oh wow, that's so powerful.
It's choosing the +1/+1 and draw 2 cards. Banish a card to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, and that Shadow of Ursa in the Banish Zone, that's
huge.
Powerful. That's powerful.
Meaning Jason has other ways to give his cards go again this turn. Because you not choose Art of War's go again effect.
Yeah. And I think, going back to that Tome of Torment, I think it's just a great card that that was just about to say. It's works so well with those Riftbinds.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll definitely see some Riftbind turns this turn.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the beauty of how Jason plays the game. You know, he didn't have any Riftbinds in hand. He didn't banish any Riftbinds, but he managed to use that Art of War and that Dimensional Gateway to dig and dig and dig until he actually found one. But yeah, I think there's a lot of decision making here. He still has that Eben Fold. He can decide which card he wants to banish with the Dimensional Gateway. But at the same time, he's thinking, what else do I need? Do I need to draw these cards? Do I have to draw these cards? Can I play out my turn without them? Do I want to draw them at the end of my turn? So
Jacob prevents the 1 arcane damage. It's very important this turn to prevent it, as he knows that Jason has a Rip Through Reality in his Banish Zone. So if he did not prevent it, the Rip Through Reality would come in for 5 with go again, which is a lot of damage.
Yeah, Shadow of Ursa, it's coming in for 3 thanks to Art of War, and it lets Jason banish the Seeds of Agony.
Most importantly, I just feel like it has go again, which is very important in Chane decks.
Yeah.
Fence is free.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I think Jacob is considering his options. He knows that Jason's going to have a big turn, and I just cannot see another charge card. He didn't draw that crucial piece to his puzzle, unfortunately. So I think that might be a reason why he's opting to go for a very defensive play this turn. He's still ahead in life. His opponent has a lot of cards in his Banish Zone. So yeah, hopefully he can put pressure on future turns. But yeah, we see another Tome of Torment in Jason's hand. We see that Riftbind. There's just so many options, even with just 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, so it's basically playing with 5 cards in his Banish Zone.
Eben Fold.
Popping the Eben Fold.
Wow.
Tome.
He knew exactly what he was going to draw thanks to that gateway.
Yep, so I believe he stacked a blue card
Mm-hmm.
on top
Mm-hmm.
to pay for his following cards.
Yeah. Or was it that shadow puppetry in his hand? That could be an interesting pick. So he's trying to calculate the damage. He knows that Jacob still has access to that one defense on braces. And the thing about the shadow puppetry is he still knows that what the card is at the top of his deck. So I wonder if that's going to influence in how Jacob approaches this.
Oh, it
this
looks
block.
like he had double tome in his hand because he banished one.
Mm-hmm.
And he
So
just
all
pitched
3
one.
tomes
Yeah.
in that one turn. Okay, so it's coming in for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh.
Ooh, that's rough. There it is. There's that bounding demigod. Yeah, seems like Jason was banking on that Riftbind to hit. Okay, another attack for 4. He's just chipping away, stripping those cards, getting damage in. Huge turn from Jason there. Okay, he's just gonna defend there for 3.
Jacob's used his whole hand to defend again, meaning Jason has free run next turn as well.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's taking 2.
Jason takes 5 to blood debt. Just
wow. He just doesn't care. Interesting. And yeah, all Jacob can really do is take up that tunic and pass. And yeah, Jason left himself 2 rift binds.
2 Art of Wars.
Although he did lose those 2 Art of Wars. That's an insane stack of cards to play with. I mean, and I think this shows you the power of Chane, is that despite most heroes only being able to have access to 4 cards, he's got access to the 7 in his banish zone and the 4 in his hand. So there's a lot of options there. And I think it must be the way that Jason built the deck, right? Like there's just so much blood debt that it's so easy for him to hit on those banishes.
Most of his cards are blood debt in his deck. If not, they're just either resource cards or cards that help him stack his deck to how he wants it to beat, such as Dimensional Crossways.
Okay, so we have a Riftbind red, a Riftbind yellow, a Tome of Torment. So yeah, this is an interesting interaction because the Dimensional Gateway lets him banish one of the cards. The Opt 3 is setting up those card draws. So those Tome of Torments, not only are they going to fuel the Riftbinds, they're going to make sure that Jason draws the card that he needs for the turn. Okay, so
2 on top, 1 at bottom. Banishes a Seed.
Yeah.
Dealing 1 again. Jacob has to prevent this. Yep.
Yeah.
Having that rip through reality in his banish zone is so pressuring. He just cannot take any arcane damage or he'll be...
And I think Jacob might realize that.
Jason playing Tome.
Yeah.
Using a soul shackle.
So now that's 2 non-attack action cards that have been played. And he still has those Seeds banished.
This is a scary turn.
Yeah.
Especially when Jason has Snapdragon Scales still available to him. Here we go.
Here we see those Seeds. The Seeds aren't that effective for the arcane damage because Jacob can easily prevent those. But what we do see is that they fuel up those Rift Binds.
Yep.
4 non-attack action cards played, and he still has 3 cards. Wow. And one of them is a Moravian Skies. So he doesn't actually... Yeah, he doesn't really need those Soul Shackles. He's happy to just use them on the tomes. Oh, wow. Seeping Shadows. And this is a yellow, which means that it interacts with the Riftbind.
Yep. Jason's one of yellows, Sleeping Shadows, coming to work.
So 5, 6, and then 7, 8, and 1. Just a casual attack for 8 and 1 arcane.
With Gherkin.
Yeah. So I think Jacob has to... So that's 3 points of arcane damage coming, 2 from the seeds and 1 from the rune chant. So unfortunately, the blue pitch that Jacob pitched isn't going to be enough to stop all of them. So it's just that tricky number for Jacob to deal with for that rift from reality. Yeah, just such a strong attack.
Such a tough spot for Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking either he pitches to prevent all the arcane damage, or he takes 1 arcane damage, and then Jason has a rip through reality waiting for him, especially with Aether Iron Weave giving him the extra 2 resources.
Yeah.
If he needs.
Yeah, it's just it's really interesting to see that, those Seeping Shadows, it's a really expensive card to play. 3 is a lot to play for a non-attack action like that. And we can see that somehow Jason managed to pull off, I think he's got 3 blues in his pitch zone. I mean, he had access to so many resource cards to fuel all these cards. So
I feel like Jason's deck is very, very blue line heavy, as most of his cards have cost either 1 or 2. So that's why he chose to run a blue heavy line, so he can pay for these big turns, which we're seeing now. Yeah,
absolutely. And yeah, it's just Chane is just a very resource heavy deck, despite a lot of the cards not really costing too much. You have the Nebula Blade costs 2. You have if you run the Seeping Shadows, those are quite pricey in the rips. But it just stacks. I mean, if you're attacking multiple times with a Rift Bind, those attacks do add up, as do some of the non-attack actions. Okay, he's considering his. Okay, he's defending for 6 there. I think Jacob's deciding that it's best to just
take the arcane.
Yeah.
Here comes the big rip through early for go again.
Yeah. Oof. Oh, that's gonna be massive. I think that's another 8 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Jason's thinking if he wants to use his Snapdragon Scalers. And then, it looks not to.
He's happy to just save them for a future turn. And
no, Jason.
Crazy. So, yeah, Jason managed to strip the whole hand from Jacob while dealing, I think it was 12 damage on top of that.
Yep. Oh, those are some good hits.
Yeah, so Seeds of Agony, I feel like, is probably one of the best hits.
Yep.
For Chane. And just getting some extra attacks in there is just a nice cherry on top.
Seeds of Agony just enables so many cards in your deck.
And a rip. And a Soul Reaping, A Soul Reaping in the hand, 3 seeds in the bandage zone. I think it looks like Jason is going to have a really nice turn here.
Starts off with his 3 seeds into bounding.
Okay.
I don't think he made a Soul Shackle, so he should be using Snapdragon Scalers on this attack this turn.
Yeah.
So it's coming in for 3 arcane and
it's that annoying split damage coming in from Jason. He knows that Jacob could just pitch a blue and prevent all 3 sources of the arcane damage, but the bounding Demigon, it's coming in for 2, which is, you just don't want to waste a card on that. Ooh, a snag. Snag is a card that Jacob would have loved to have drawn last turn.
Yep.
Oh my
100%.
goodness. Yeah, the amount of power that the Riftbinds have gained, that Snag would have saved him 10 life,
10
I
life?
believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard against Jason's deck because usually people will just take the couple points of arcane damage, but if Jason has a rip through reality, you just get punished by that so much. You take arcane damage and then you're dealing with a full attack go again, which is very, very annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we see a Riftbind in Jason's hand. I think he's just really trying to plan out his turn. He's got that Soul Reaping, and I think he's just trying to figure out which cards does he want to banish. Yeah. I mean, Soul Reaping is insane. That card, if you draw this card, you're going to get some mad value.
Especially, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he's creating that Soul Shackle.
It'd be better if Jacob had a soul in his...
Oh, yeah, true.
Under Boltyn. But... So banishing 2.
You can't have everything.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 resource points, banishes 2 cards. Oh, man. This is scary. Coming in for 6, go again. Ugh. Jacob defends for 5, he takes 1.
We see the Seeming Shadows into Bounding, and then followed up by a Riftbind after it. So...
Yeah, so that's coming in for
this looks
5.
like...
Yeah. See a Riftbind. Oh, he's just surviving. Yeah, but...
Jacob's on 1?
Yeah. Yeah, Jacob's on 1. All he can do is pass. He can't even take up his tunic this turn, so...
He's no more equipment to block.
Yeah. This is not looking good. Oh, and so many more heads. And then we see another red rip through reality. We see another Seeping Shadow. Okay.
Plays Gorgonian's Home.
Great card to just start fueling up those non-attack action cards played.
It's pretty neat now that how you see Gorgonian Tome played. Maybe some other players will play it, and you might be able to draw 2 cards off that one card, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I've already seen mind games happening in those chain mirrors where when players draw these tomes and they're like not sure whether to go for it, draw the card, or hold it back. Okay. So yeah, we see an attack, just a casual attack for 3. The Seeping Shadows gives the Bounding Demigod go again. So yeah, basically Jason's trying to figure out how does he split the damage in a way that Jacob wouldn't be able to defend with his 3 cards left. And that's where things like that Rip and Red Ghostly Visit come in handy, right? Because they're both attacks that attack for...
Jason is using Aether Iron Leaf, give him 2 resources. Oh, Shadow Puppetry into Ghostly Visit. So that's another 2 cards. Yep. Yeah. And then just check Runeblade and then...
Yeah, I think Jason might be even playing around stuff like, I don't know, maybe
defense
like
reaction, maybe
like a Sink Below an Arsenal. So I think he's gonna really try to make sure to split that damage as much as he can. Yeah. Is he gonna make a rune chant? Oh, he's gonna make a Soul Shackle, and he's gonna come in for 4. Yeah.
Yep, and there we go.
Yeah, so I feel like the game started off very fast-paced. Jacob was putting a lot of pressure on. Jason was setting up. Jason was doing actually quite a lot of defending early on, which I wasn't expecting. He was stopping those crucial Illumina Ascension on-hit triggers. And it actually worked out really well for him. He still managed to set up his turn, put a little bit of pressure, And then unfortunately, Jacob had those turns where he just couldn't draw. He just didn't draw that charge, meaning he couldn't put on the pressure. So
Yep. So
yeah,
I think that was Jason's plan. He was hoping that Jacob has an off turn, and then he can fully utilize just swing back at him and gain the tempo back, which is what we saw. So right now, I believe Jason has not lost a game with his 3 decks, but Jacob, however, has lost on Dash, and now he's just lost on Boltyn. So he does have 1 deck left.
And it's his ace up
That's
his
his signature.
sleeve. It's his signature hero, Bravo. So let's hope we see some great Bravo performance in the future from Jacob. For now, Boltyn has been eliminated, and Chane survives to play another day. And we'll be seeing Jason in round 5. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching, guys. See ya.